living room is one of the main common spaces in most homes, and if you live in a condo like me, it's pretty much your only space where you can decompress and relax at the end of the day. I've gone through a few different condos and a few different styles of living rooms, but all of them have pretty much been thrown together with old and new furniture with no real design in mind. But since I've just moved into a new place, I wanted to be a lot more thoughtful about the aesthetic and wanted to have a really minimal, cozy, and calm vibe for us to have a place to just hang out on the couch, watch movies, or gather with friends. I didn't want to rush the process, but I did want to have the space finished enough to have some sort of vibe in time for Roman's birthday, since we were going to have some friends over to celebrate. We're starting with a completely empty space and blank canvas. There's a lot that needs to be done, so let's see if I can do it in time. I also want to thank Cozey for partnering with me. They're a wonderful Canadian company that does modular sofas, but I'll tell you more about them later in this video. Today we are painting our living room to prep the space for refreshing. The paint is not going to be anything drastic. It's literally going to be the same white that I painted my office, so just a warm white. And luckily we have our friends Heather and Bennett helping us out, because painting is always more fun with friends. Let's observe what Roman's doing. He's taking a long drink from a small glass of water. Okay, he's opening up a paint can now, but Heather's mixing it, not him. Okay, he's pouring the paint in the tray, and now he's walking away? Where he at now? By the way, this is not slow-mo, that's regular speed. Okay, his lack of technique is doing me a concern. Okay, I can't sit by and watch anymore. I have to show him what I mean. I'm watching, I'm thinking, and I'm just deciding I'm going to do it myself. Roman then takes this time to look around, watch us paint. Okay, he's going to help now. Okay, never mind. Actually, no, he's gonna keep watching the paint dry. I set him up to do the cutting, and with heavy supervision, he is now a participating member of the paint party. This is our empty living room. I'm gonna start by hanging the curtains. Because of where the window is kind of laid out, there's an existing track system. We can't really hang a rod or anything, nor do I really wanna spend extra money on that since you can't really see it since it's recessed in there. It kind of limits our options in terms of what curtains we can get, but luckily IKEA sells a bunch of curtains where you have that option that you can hang them with hooks. So the one that I chose is this off-white linen one. I really just wanted a light and airy curtain with some nice texture to it. So I'm gonna hang these up now. I think the length is gonna be a little bit short, but because the couch is gonna go in front of them, it doesn't really matter. There's a lot of different ways you can weave the hooks into the curtain depending on how many pleats you want and just the general look that you want. So I pretty much just followed the IKEA pamphlet, but instead of putting a hook in every single place where they had the rod slot, which are those vertical threads, I put one in every other slot just so the curtain would sit flatter and would basically cover more surface area on the window so that the two panels would for sure cover the width of the window. Our cozy couch is here. Let's put it together. The sofa is the most important part of the living room. It's where you spend the majority of time, so it's important that it looks good and feels comfortable. To help you decide what model and size works for your space, Cozey has an AR feature where you can view what it'll look like in your room. This was super helpful in deciding which color would work, along with the free swatches you can request so you can feel the texture and see the colors in real life. As a modular couch, it comes in a number of boxes that are easy to carry into your home, especially if you live in a condo like me with an awkward entrance. I love that the boxes are labeled with what's inside and tell you what to open first. As a product manager in the tech industry, my heart just warms when there's good user experience. And this is consistent through the entire process of putting the sofa together. After unpacking it all, building it was really simple. You insert the backrests into the seats, attach the arms, and then connect each of these pieces together. They pretty easily click into place. You might have to just shimmy with it a little bit. And sometimes you just need a woman's help. Once the foundation is complete, you'll want to flip it over to insert the legs to finish it off. The legs are stored in the bottom of each seat. Again, great UX. Once you've installed the feet, all that's left is securing each seat section together. Flip it back over, put all the cushions on, and you're done. We've been using the sofa for about a month now and we're really happy with it. The quality is solid and it's just the right amount of firmness where it's cushy but still supportive. I do want to scotch guard it to protect it from our dog Ezra since it's a light color, but the cushion covers are fully removable and washable, so they're already pet and kid friendly on their own. Thanks again to Cozey for partnering with me on this video. The couch is set up. It looks fantastic. We're gonna lay out the rug as well, so we'll see how that looks together. Oh, what is this big ass stain?
Dirt.
Oh my god.
Nice. That's a good size.
So there's all these like really dirty marks on the side edge of the rug. Hopefully they come off with our couch cleaner. There's also one side that's a lot more warped than the other, so we'll put some heavy boxes on it and see if it helps flatten it out. But otherwise, it's quite a nice rug. And it's good size for the space.
You're gonna mess this couch up.
There isn't much space in a condo for building things, nor do I have the tools or expertise. My friend AJ, however, has all of those, not to mention a heart of gold. My tabletop was 24 inches in diameter, and the idea was to build this three-legged base.
Basically two per,
So
right?
1,
It's
2,
two
yeah,
per.
3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. To sum up 2 days of work, we bought the materials, measured and cut all the pieces needed for the legs. I used this really sharp, really sick Japanese saw, and it was pretty fun. Fucking nice cut. Look at that. That's a fucking nice cut. We used a washer to connect the pieces directly under the tabletop, and for the part on the floor that would show, AJ got fancy as usual and measured out the angle we'd need to cut the legs so they would join together seamlessly. Nevertheless, it is difficult to get perfect. No!
So we're a little bit off, but that's okay. That can just be cleaned up.
No!
Hold on, man. Don't forget it.
Especially for an amateur like me, since it wasn't a standard angle in the miter box. We did the best we could, but came up short, so I filled the gap with wood filler. We connected the legs together, secured them to the tabletop, and then I gave it 2 coats of stain at home. I actually still haven't gotten around to doing the protective layer yet, but it looks so good. The grain on the tabletop looks so nice, and it is just such a super special table since it was made with love. Box in a box. Nice. Might be smaller than the ones that we had in our old place. Maybe they're the same size. This wall was looking kind of empty, so I wanted to add a little something. We had these floating shelves in our old place, and I liked the minimal aesthetic over something like a gallery wall. They arrived just a few hours before people were going to come over, so I thought I would put them up as the finishing touch. And here is living room version 1.0. So that is what I'm calling version 1 of this living room. You may have noticed there are still tags on the pillows, and that's because I'm not 100% on them yet, and HomeSense is always getting new product in, so I'm keeping my options open. This tree here, I also stole it from the studio. This is not its home, but I knew I wanted to have a plant in this corner. I just didn't want to feel rushed in buying the right one. And the plant you saw on the floating shelf was also a placeholder. It is actually just basil that I picked up from the grocery store and is not meant to be there. I actually want to put a pothos there instead that'll hide more of the shelf. You may have also noticed I didn't show you the other side of the living room, which is where the TV would be. And that's because we don't have a TV yet. And to be honest, it's just not a huge priority for us to get one right now. As I'm sure you all know, furnishing a place really does take time and just a lot of trial and error of buying stuff, trying stuff, returning stuff, and just seeing what you like and what works. I'm glad I had somewhat of a furnished space to be able to host our friends for Roman's birthday, but stay tuned for a version 2.0 when the space is actually fully complete. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!